I find them to be a excellent, quick referral system. Um, as I say, as soon as I receive the emails, if they fall into my categories, or if I'm interested in what the prospective client has posted, then I immediately try to call them. But I find that the volume has grown over the last 6 months or so. Over this last year, I think that the volume of referrals has grown again to the point where, as a sole proprietor, I have difficulty in staying up with the referrals. And I think that's the best thing that can be said about a subscription service. If you're getting so many referrals that you can't stay with them, then that's an ideal situation. Quality of clientele, the quality of prospective clients seems to be substantially higher than a couple of the other services I've used in my practice. And I'm not sure how this is done. It may be because of good work by LegalMatch itself in selecting those clients and filtering them, so that we as attorneys are getting good referrals for our practice. I probably get 4, 5, or 6 a day. Multiply that by a week, and that's a lot of clients coming or being referred to your office. The friendliness, the appreciation for my services, to help, the willingness to try to do anything that would support my situation and support my practice, the help that the suggestions that are provided. I've had excellent rapport with that situation. Well, I'm very happy with the personnel from LegalMatch. Everyone I've been associated with is polite, concerned, and apparently looking out after our best interest and attempting to make this process as good as it can be done. Oh, certainly. I would recommend LegalMatch to attorneys who have been involved in practice of law for many years, as well as young attorneys who are just starting out. As a matter of fact, I have found that over the years, the referral process from LegalMatch has actually improved. I find myself, it's very difficult to keep up with the number of referrals that I receive at this time. The bottom line for all attorneys, particularly sole proprietors, are the referral of cases, of being able to have cases referred and to build up your practice. And as I just said, I found that the number of referrals and the number of excellent referrals exceed what I can incorporate into my practice. It's an excellent service. If the desire is to build up your practice, and for the particular kinds of cases that you're involved in, I think is as good as probably anything on the market. Respond as quickly as they can. There's always a certain competitive part of the process, which is true no matter how you are operating in the field of law. What I would recommend is as soon as the email is received, indicating that there has been a referral, then my usual process is downloading a hard copy. I send a response, I download a hard copy, and I immediately telephone if I'm interested in the case, then I immediately telephone the party. And I found that what works for me is a personal process, in actually getting a hold of the party, talking to them. And I find that if I can talk to the person, some people don't return your calls, but if you actually talk to the client, I'm finding that if they are sincerely interested in retaining counsel, that seems to be the best way for me. And that's what I would recommend to someone just starting with LegalMatch. I receive notification through emails, and I have a LegalMatch folder, and which gets rather bulky at times because of the number of referrals that come in. But as I said, I do a hard copy of after I have responded, I do a hard copy, which gives me a permanent record of the email address and the telephone number. And I then, as soon as possible, depending on what's happening on that daily basis, on how busy I am, I try to call as soon as I can. I have used several legal subscription services. And I don't recall now how I was contacted by LegalMatch, but evidently whatever was presented to me, I thought was worth trying. I've been extremely happy, and I'm very, by using LegalMatch and being part of the process.